Maybe nobody truly knows how much you had to survive, because from the outside, you learned how to look okay. You learned how to keep going, how to answer messages normally, how to laugh at the right moments, how to continue functioning, even while something inside you was quietly breaking. And after a while, people stopped asking if you were okay. Maybe because you became too good at hiding the pain, too good at pretending, too good at surviving. But surviving is not the same as living. And deep down, I think part of you knows that, because there's a difference between being alive and actually feeling at peace. And maybe lately, you've been realizing how exhausted your soul really is. Not because one thing happened, but because too many things happened. Too many disappointments. Too many moments where you needed love and received silence instead. Too many moments where you carried pain that nobody noticed. Too many moments where you stayed strong simply because you had no other choice. And eventually, survival mode became your normal. You stopped expecting softness. You stopped expecting consistency. You stopped expecting people to truly stay, because life taught you to prepare for disappointment. So now, even when good things happen, part of you still waits for them to disappear. Even when someone cares about you, part of you struggles to believe it. Even when peace enters your life, you almost feel uncomfortable with it, because chaos became familiar, pain became familiar, emotional exhaustion became familiar, and maybe nobody around you fully realizes how much that changed you, how much surviving shaped the way you think, the way you trust, the way you love, the way you protect your heart, because pain changes people quietly. Not always dramatically, sometimes slowly, almost invisibly, until one day you realize you became someone who is always prepared for things to go wrong, always emotionally bracing for impact, always carrying invisible weight. And maybe that weight has been crushing you lately, not physically, spiritually, emotionally. The kind of exhaustion sleep cannot fix, because your body rests, but your mind never fully does. Your heart never fully does. There's always something heavy running quietly in the background. A memory, a fear, a sadness, a wound that never fully healed. And maybe part of you wonders if this is just who you are now, if maybe life permanently changed you, if maybe you'll always feel this tired. But hear this carefully today. The version of you that survived deserved better. You deserved softer love. You deserved honesty. You deserved consistency. You deserved to feel safe. You deserved comfort during the moments you were struggling silently. You deserved support instead of abandonment. You deserved peace instead of constantly carrying emotional weight alone. And God saw every moment where you did not receive that. Every moment where you cried silently. Every moment where your heart broke quietly. Every moment where you felt invisible. God saw it all. Even when nobody else noticed. Even when nobody understood. Even when people underestimated how deeply something affected you. God saw everything. And contrary to what pain tells you, your suffering did not make you unworthy. Your wounds did not make you too broken. Your survival mode did not make you difficult to love. It made you tired. That's different, because exhausted people often blame themselves for the pain they had to carry. They think, maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe I ask for too much. Maybe I'm the problem. But needing love is not weakness. Needing peace is not weakness. Wanting softness after surviving hard things is not weakness, it's human. And maybe, for too long, you've been treating yourself like someone who only deserves survival, instead of someone who deserves healing, someone who deserves peace, someone who deserves rest, because surviving became your identity. But God did not create you only to survive life. He created you to live, to feel peace again, to feel safe again, to feel hope again. And maybe that feels distant right now. Maybe peace feels unfamiliar. Maybe softness feels suspicious. Maybe rest feels impossible. Because when someone survives for too long, their nervous system forgets what calm even feels like. And suddenly, silence feels uncomfortable. Peace feels temporary. Love feels unsafe. Because your heart adapted to pain. But adaptation is not healing. And God wants more for you than adaptation. He wants restoration. Real restoration. The kind that reaches places people cannot see. The hidden exhaustion, the hidden grief, the hidden loneliness, the hidden fear you carry every day without talking about it. God sees all of it, and He is not disappointed in you for struggling. He is not ashamed of your wounds. He is not tired of your healing process. He understands why you became this way, because He saw what hurt you. And maybe that is what your soul needs to hear today. That God is not looking at your brokenness with judgment. He is looking at it with compassion, because He knows how much you carried alone. He knows how many times you held yourself together while internally collapsing. He knows how hard you fought just to keep moving forward. And maybe nobody ever told you this before, but surviving everything you survived took strength. Even if you don't feel strong, even if all you feel is tired, you survived things that could have completely destroyed you. And yes, they changed you, but they did not destroy your worth. They did not erase your future. They did not remove God's love from your life. And maybe right now, you are entering a season where God is trying to show you something important. You do not have to live in survival mode forever. You do not have to carry fear forever. You do not have to keep expecting pain forever. Healing is possible. Peace is possible. Rest is possible. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because God slowly begins restoring the parts of you that survival mode exhausted. And restoration often begins quietly, not dramatically, not overnight, but gently, through moments where your heart softens again, moments where hope slowly returns, moments where you realize, I don't want to live in constant fear anymore. And maybe this message is one of those moments. Maybe this is the moment where something inside you begins shifting, where you stop seeing yourself as someone permanently damaged and start seeing yourself as someone God still wants to heal. Because your story did not end with the pain. Your identity did not end with survival. There is still more ahead for you. More peace, more healing, more softness, more life. And one day, you will realize something powerful. The version of you that survived was never abandoned by God. He saw every moment, every wound, every silent breakdown, every tear nobody noticed. And He stayed, even then. If this message touched your heart, comment, God saw everything. And remember, the version of you that survived deserved better.